Just like a teacher in a class, everybody quieted down, everyone's eyes are forward, well done. District administrators, Principal Gallagher, Keene High School administrators, teachers, parents, and most of all, students. Good evening and welcome to the 18th Annual Special Recognition Night Ceremony at Keene High School. It's so nice to have a full audience here tonight. Really appreciate you being here. My name is Mike Atkins, and along with Assistant Principal Alex Bond, we organized and coordinated this event. I would like to take a moment and recognize Miss Bond for her, in her own words, 150 years of doing the book awards. Alex, we couldn't pull this off without you. Thank you for your years of dedication. I would also like to thank all the teachers and coaches who are here tonight to help present the awards. It really means a lot to our parents and our students. Thank you. Just one piece of safety information. In the unlikely event that we have to evacuate, please take a moment and locate the nearest exit. In the event of an emergency, please exit the auditorium in the building and reassemble outside the front of the school. This evening, we will honor and recognize some of our top students in the school as we award our academic and program end-of-year awards. This includes honoring our number 3 student in the senior class, Miss Delilah Hathaway. Just like many high schools, the number 1 and 2 ranked students have their roles in their school's graduation ceremonies. At Keene High School, we honor our number 3 ranked student by asking them to help MC our special recognition evening award ceremony. Delilah is the daughter of Brandon Hathaway and Kelly McLaughlin and resides in Sullivan. I must say that Delilah is one of the nicest and most sincere people that I've ever met. Delilah has a real interest in the environment and will be attending Catawba College in Salisbury, North Carolina next year, where she would be studying environmental studies and would eventually like to work in the National Park Service. Please welcome Delilah to the podium.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. As aforementioned, I'm Delilah Hathaway, and I'll be your MC for this evening. We are all gathered here tonight to commemorate the exceptional students who have excelled on the field, in the classroom, and in our community. They've all demonstrated persistence in spite of challenges they may have faced to be here and exemplify one or more of the Keene High cornerstone skills of collaboration, communication, creativity and innovation, problem solving, and responsibility. From artists to athletes to scholars, these students have exemplified the standards of excellence in their discipline and now have the opportunity to be recognized for their hard work throughout this school year and, for some, their high school career. Please give a round of applause for all of our nominees who've been invited to tonight's ceremony. Of course, the success of these students would not be possible without the help of various individuals. It truly does take a village to raise a child. Many of the people in this room have been integral to the support system of the students recognized here tonight. Your role is as valuable as the accomplishments of the students you've cheered on, gone to late-night rehearsals and games for, and prepared for navigating life's obstacles with grit and determination. Just one positive adult influence in a student's life can empower them to achieve great things. Here, we're lucky enough to have an auditorium filled with mentors and role models. Please give a round of applause for the coaches, teachers, and families that have given their time, resources, and knowledge for the students being recognized this evening. Thank you. I now invite you to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce the first award of the night. Ms. Beth Hansel will award the Dartmouth College Book Award.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of the English department to present the Dartmouth Book Award. This award is presented to a junior who shows strength of character, intellectual curiosity, and continued academic growth. This student left an impression on me their freshman year, even while hidden under the masks of the fall of 2020. Although we all stayed 6 feet apart and only met as a class twice a week, I could tell that this student was interested in learning simply to learn. Their love of reading, desire to write well, and critical thinking regarding the humanness of people was all apparent in those 45 masked class sessions. In response to their reading of that 9th grade year, they commented, when asked what text impacted them the most, that, quote, "The curious incident of the dog in the nighttime impacted me the most. It really gave me perspective about what it is like to be autistic and how an autistic person might view and see the world. It made me realize how everybody sees the world through a different glass, at a different angle, in a different way. It actually made me more tolerant with people that I normally would judge. Instead, I wonder how they see the situation at hand," end quote. This desire to understand and to care about others continued. Their sophomore year teacher shares that this student expressed concerns over injustices in society while reading To Kill a Mockingbird, Animal Farm, and 1984. Also during sophomore year, this student's writing reflected his concern for others, but in a more lighthearted way. One notable piece explored ways that society might be made better through the filling in of potholes, so that instead of clasping the steering wheel with 2 hands while plunging in and out of potholes, drivers could calmly hold their partner's hand while they go on a trouble-free romantic ride. As a junior in AP English Language, the student continued their exploration of the world, writing on such varied topics as the grandeur and perfection of trees, walnut trees in particular, the possible end to the monarchy, reflections of a grandfather, and the delight of riding a boring school bus with only school children on it, referencing that experience as a treat in comparison to the crowded city subway. As noted by his sophomore English teacher, the student has a great attitude and produces thoughtful work. And tonight, we recognize his hard work and his continued concern for others. For his strength of character, intellectual curiosity, and continued academic growth, we are pleased to recognize Jacob Friedman.
Ms. Caitlin Toft will now present the St. Michael's College Book Award.
Hello. Okay, this is the St. Michael's College Book Award for Academic Achievement with a Social Conscience. The St. Michael's College Book Award seeks to recognize students who exhibit the characteristics of an ideal St. Michael's student. The book award is given each year to 1 female and 1 male student. The criteria for nominations includes: the student must be juniors in high school and must receive the award in their junior year. The students must attain mostly A's and B's in honors and AP classes and are inductees of the National Honor Society or an equivalent honors organization. The students must demonstrate a sustained and sincere commitment to community service, issues of peace and justice, and concern for others. This year's recipients of the St. Michael's College Book Award are Alexandra Contaldi and Chase Johnson.
Ms. Beth Hansel will now present the Brooke Brown University Book Award.
Hi again. The second book award I'm presenting on behalf of the English department is the Brown Book Award, which honors the junior who best combines academic excellence with clarity in written and spoken expression. This student is a delightful example of what happens when students realize, or just instinctively know, that they can be themselves and still fulfill the expectations of an English assignment. This student is equally themselves when addressing a group, leading the class in a discussion or activity, or just holding a one-on-one conversation. Additionally, this student's writing is a joy to read, whether it is writing for a short class assignment, a timed AP prompt, or a lengthy revised essay or project. Each time this student shares their work, either in writing or aloud, we are all enthralled with the passion, the insightfulness, the writing style, the humor, and the surprises. This student has found ways to keep us guessing what might come next. During sophomore year, one piece explained the similarities of Scout Finch and Shrek. Another included an argument that required the explanation of little-known rules in baseball. This year in AP Language, this student developed a finesse discussion of the possible GOATs of basketball. Could be MJ, could be LeBron, don't ask me, I don't know a thing. This student's work displays who he is, both in content and writing, always. The student is equally comfortable speaking extemporaneously in front of the class or delivering a prepared argument. For those of you who know The Crucible, if this student had been alive in Salem in 1693, Abigail would have mounted the gibbet and Elizabeth Proctor would have been set free months earlier. Additionally, his letter to Brock's, the candy company, might just result in a new phrase on those little candy hearts of Valentine's Day. Next year, look for one that reads, "You da bomb." In conjunction with his strengths with language and his keen insight, this student is just an all-around good person. He demonstrates a passion for fairness, brings a positive attitude each day to class, is supportive of his peers. He is even willing to admit that he was wrong about his taste in music, and that he loves both Rain and Lulu, his dog. An honor well earned, the Brown Book Award is given to the junior who best combines academic excellence with clarity in written and spoken expression, Gavin Rigby.
That's awesome.
Miss Elliott Murray, last year's Rensselaer Medal Award winner, will present the award to this year's recipient.
Hello, everyone. As Delilah said, I'm Elliott Murray, and I was last year's recipient of the Rensselaer Medal, and it's my honor to pass it on this year. The Rensselaer Medal, let's open this. Here we go. So Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, in conjunction with high schools around the country, has awarded the Rensselaer Medal to promising secondary students who distinguished themselves in mathematics and science for more than 100 years. The medal has two purposes: to recognize the superlative academic achievement of high school students and to motivate students towards careers in science, engineering, and technology. The recipient of the Rensselaer Medal is guaranteed a merit scholarship with a value of $30,000 per year, which is guaranteed for all 4 years, for a total of $120,000 if they accept and are enrolled at Rensselaer. This year's Rensselaer Medal is awarded to Beckley Worcester.
Dr. Cindy Gallagher will next present the Clarkson University Achievement Award and Clarkson University Leadership Award.
Hi, everybody. It's really great to see everybody here. This is our first time together without the COVID thing and sitting multiple seats apart, so I appreciate having everybody back. Like Mr. Atkins, I would like to thank the administration, the faculty, and staff for all of your time and dedication, and I'd like to thank the parents. I don't think I get to come up after I do my 3, so I'll make that quick. I'm doing first the Clarkson University Leadership Award. This award is given in recognition on outstanding leadership qualities and academic promise. The Clarkson University High School Leadership Award offers the recipient a scholarship valued at $100,000 over 4 years at Clarkson University. This year, Keene High School is honored to announce that Catherine Guo has been awarded the Clarkson University Leadership Award. Congratulations to Catherine. I don't believe she's here. Oh, she is here? Sorry, you came. There you go. Catherine's here. The Clarkson University Achievement Award is given in recognition on outstanding academic promise and achievement. The Clarkson University High School Achievement Award offers the recipient a scholarship valued at $80,000 over 4 years at Clarkson University. This year, Keene High is honored to announce that Jacob Friedman has been awarded the Clarkson University Achievement Award. Congratulations, Jacob. I will save Delilah trip up. It's my honor now to award the Horatio Alger Scholarship Award. Each of the scholarships are valued at $10,000 each. State scholarships are awarded to eligible students in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. The program specifically assists high school students who have faced and overcome great obstacles in their young lives. The scholarships are funded by the Horatio Alger members who, like the scholars, have experienced challenges but ultimately overcame them to become successful business and civic leaders. To be eligible to apply for the Horatio Alger State Scholarships, applicants must meet the following criteria: be enrolled full-time as a high school junior in the United States, exhibit a strong commitment to pursue and complete a bachelor's degree at an accredited nonprofit public or private institution in the United States. Students may start their studies at a 2-year school and then transfer. They must demonstrate critical financial need, be involved in co-curricular and community service, display integrity and perseverance in overcoming adversity, and maintain a minimum GPA of 2.0, and they must be a U.S. citizen. This year, Keene High has a Horatio Alger Scholarship recipient to Jennifer Go. Sorry. Hi, Jennifer. Come on down. I have one more to do. Yeah. All right, now I'm doing the St. Paul's Summer School Program recognitions. The Advanced Studies program at St. Paul's School in Concord was established in 1957 to provide talented high school juniors with a challenging educational opportunity that would not otherwise be available to them. Out of approximately 600 applicants from 75 schools, only approximately 50% of the students are accepted to this rigorous and esteemed program. Accepted students spend 5 weeks completing advanced level work in a course of studies, an English course, and a writing workshop. This year, Keene High is excited to be able to recognize the students that will be attending St. Paul's this summer. I'll ask each of the students to come forward as I read their names and the programs they'll be studying so that we may honor this accomplishment. Please hold your applause. Jack Cahill, Engineering and Molecular Biology. Jacob Friedman, Molecular Biology. Betsy Mills, Astronomy. You guys can come forward if you're here. Just Jacob again? Come on up. And finally, Jacqueline Tremblay, Undecided.
Miss Martha Levine will present the Health and Physical Education Department Award.
Good evening. I'd like to start off by calling my honoree down. Aiden Doyon, why don't you come down? We can all admire you. I had Aiden way back freshman year in health, so it's been a little while, but he's spent quite a bit of time, if you can't tell, in personal fitness. But accomplishments like his take time, a lot of time, to work towards. But things built to last take time. Mr. Ritter had a lot of things to say about you. I'll take these and give them to you in a moment. However, I'd like to point this out. Aside from his personal accomplishments, he spent a large portion of each class helping other students, Sometimes this was just because they approached him asking him. Other times it was because Aiden wanted to lend a helping hand for the less experienced and knowledgeable. The warmth and kindness that Aiden brought to his class set a great example for his peers and make him a leader amongst his peers. A lot to be proud of. Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you.
Ms. Sarah Downing will now present the Social Studies Department Jonathan Daniels Award.
Each year, the Jonathan Daniels Award is presented to a student from Keene High School who has a combined outstanding academic achievement with a dedication to social studies during their time at school. The student exhibits a sincere passion for the social sciences as observed by the school's social studies department. This year's recipient has been described by teachers as possessing a strong work ethic, open-minded attitude, and a commitment to learning. This individual consistently goes above and beyond on all coursework and school-wide endeavors. They consistently work with peers in a fair and honest way, demonstrating great integrity both in and out of the classroom. During their academic career here, this individual has earned 7 credits in the Social Studies Department, including 2 AP classes, demonstrating a deep passion for a variety of topics. Her commitment to understanding issues from multiple points of view helped engage others in meaningful class discussion. In the spirit of this award, this year's recipient is committed to helping others and improving the lives of everyone around her through involvement in a variety of school committees and activities. The student will attend George Washington University, majoring in history. The Social Studies Department is pleased to announce the recipient of the 2023 Jonathan Daniels Award to Maddie Waters.
Ms. Marilise Riley and Mr. Ryan Fitzpatrick will now present the World Language Department Awards.
All right, so bonsoir. Bonsoir to anybody who understands French. I'm continuing in English, right? So the highest honor in France is to receive a book award. So that's why it's just wonderful to do this. It says something about excellence, education, interest in reading and studying. I have 2 recipients for the French Book Award. They're equal, and yet they're very different. So how do you qualify for the French Book Award? Students need to have an average of A- in all their French classes. They have to go all the way to the level of French for Honors or AP French. They have to show a real interest in the French language and culture, and they have to help in the French club by being an officer or becoming president, vice president. And they have to intend to continue French after high school. So this student that I'm going to talk about is started learning French at St. Joe's, so I can't, take all the glory, definitely. And there was other teachers. Having been her French teacher at Keene High School over 3 years and teaching her French 3, French 4 honors, and currently AP French in her senior year with the ELO program run by Nancy Rafferty. So this is not something she has to do. This is something she decided to do. And I developed a real respect for her as a person and as a student because of that, because it was difficult, just time-wise. She's an outstanding, intelligent, determined, and persistent student. She demonstrates a love for learning and education. She's genuinely curious about the world around her. She demonstrates an open mind toward other cultures. She is president of the French Club this year, and she proves to be an outstanding leader in her speech, her demeanor, her plans, and objectives. We've never had so many people apply to the French Club because of her, so thank you. In class and in her after-school responsibilities, she's like very busy. She's in clubs, sports. She shows a high sense of work ethic and she is hilarious. She has a great sense of humor, and she makes me laugh, which is, I need that, so thank you. She plays varsity field hockey. She has the maturity to juggle being president of the French club and vice president of the Acacia's National Honor Society, secretary of the Student Athlete Leadership Council, and secretary of the 2023 class council with her field hockey practice and competitions. That's quite something. I don't know how much time she had to sleep after that. She's a remarkable ballet and modern dancer at MoCo, and she just performed The Wizard of Oz at the Redfern Theater at Keene State College. She intends to do international studies, especially political science, maybe diplomacy in Dublin, Ireland. And we're very, very proud of her, and she will continue French there too. This is Lindsay Marshall. Et voilà, Lindsay. She can speak for 2 minutes in French, at least. And then I have another wonderful student. In his own words, this is what he says. I first began to learn French in first grade. Oh, that's not fair, right? Starting to learn when you're a really very young student. And I continued to take it through 8th grade. So then I was choosing a classman for classes for freshman year. French was the obvious choice, and so I saw him arrive, and it's, the very low-key student that he just kept doing more and more and more. So after 3 years of taking French in high school, I felt that I still wanted to continue my education in the French language and culture. Since there was no official class for AP French, ELO was the best choice for me to continue learning French, which he did with me as a coach. Again, we had to juggle the time, so it was like before classes or after classes, in between. So he continues, my goals included developing curiosity, definitely culture, sensitivity, communication, leadership, and connections through my studies. My teacher for this ELO was Madam Riley, and he says some nice things. I'm going to pass after that. We met usually once or twice a week where we would practice reading and oral comprehension, conversational speaking, and writing. He understands French really well. The student is very focused, motivated, smart, dedicated, and works hard to achieve his goals. He was vice president of the French club. He helped us a lot to run different activities, like the International Festival in September. And then he will continue with computer science at UNH and intends to travel to France and use his French in multiple ways. I present you Jay Butler.
Good evening. This was an incredibly difficult decision for me because I thought everyone in the class deserved recognition, because getting to AP Spanish is difficult, and then throw COVID in the mix and remote learning and all that stuff, and it just was more difficult, an even bigger challenge. So I thought, this is impossible for me to decide. So I talked about it with my colleagues, and we had discussions, a couple of lunches. We always have lunch together, which is nice. And after school, and one student stood out above the others because of her kindness, her work ethic, and her overall good nature. And just a quick anecdote that kind of pushed me over the line was that for the AP exam, they have to write an essay, and they also write emails. So they read an email, and then they have to write a response, answer some questions, ask for more information. And in her email, she wrote that she gave up technology. She didn't have a smartphone, and I was convinced. I was like, wow, it's amazing. It's like someone who's not doing social media, right? A teenager, anyways. And so I asked her about it in class. I said, so, wow, it's amazing. You don't use your phone? And she's like, no, I lied. That was a total. I made up like, wow, okay, that's great, because the truth doesn't matter on the exam, right? It's what you can do with the Spanish. So. So I was like, that's awesome. She convinced me, so I thought that was it. She can fool probably an AP reader. So So it's my pleasure, and I'm pleased to give this award to Karina Walter.
Miss Caitlin Taft and Miss Natalie Anhert will now present the Math Department Awards.
Hello. Each year, the Mathematics Department chooses students who have excelled in their mathematical career over their 4 years at Keene High School. This comes with a certificate and a small monetary award to help with purchasing textbooks next year. I cannot tell you what an honor it is to present these awards tonight to these most deserving students. Natalie Honert will present the first 2 awards tonight.
Good evening. It's my pleasure and honor to be here today to present 2 of the Math Awards. This award recognizes the outstanding achievements and contributions of 2 students who have excelled in mathematics and shown a passion for learning and discovery. The first award goes to a student who completed all the IMP courses, and I had the pleasure of having for 4 of the 5 semesters. When I first had this student, it was clear that she was bright and capable. She would produce high-quality work, including her portfolios, where she explained the math she learned. In fact, her portfolios are some of the most detailed I have seen. All around, she was and is an outstanding student. In addition, she is truly a good person. It is not the portfolios or the intelligence that makes this student stand out to me the most. What makes her stand out are her collaboration skills. She has a rare ability to explain concepts to any of her peers. She has clear and thorough explanations that she shares in a calm manner that make her very approachable. She also asks good questions of her peers when she needs assistance. She did not always communicate with her peers. Freshman year was hard to get her to collaborate. As the years progressed, she went from minimal collaboration to working with all table mates. Then she added in helping peers when they had a question. Finally, she started offering assistance when she would see the look on their face. This student may be quiet and reserved, but she is one of the strongest math students and classroom contributors I have had from the senior class. Please join me in congratulating Ashley Wu. The second award I have the pleasure of presenting tonight also goes to a student who completed all the IMP courses, and I also had for 4 of the 5 semesters. The student started IMP 1 in the college preparatory track. They did all the honors work to deepen their knowledge and then made the official move to honors. The math did not always come easily at first, but this student had the work ethic that allowed him to be successful. He was more than willing to put in the time and effort. He would reattempt problems on his own, ask questions, and come for additional support when needed. In addition, he was a phenomenal collaborator. He would work with anyone to discover concepts and problem solve. His work ethics allowed him to take AP statistics in his senior year. What makes this student stand out to me from other seniors is the fact he worked so hard to challenge himself, make the move to honors level, and stay there. In addition, he is another truly good person. He is kind, friendly, willing to collaborate. In addition, he always has the biggest, most memorable smile on his face. Please join me in congratulating the one that nobody puts in the corner, Garrett Kitchell. Baby Gitch.
I also have Garrett, and yes, he always has the best smile on his face every morning. Our next Math Award recipient is Aiden Doyon, giving it away. Miss Simpson, his statistics teacher, wrote the following. Aiden Doyon is such an incredible student and young man that I fear my words alone will not adequately describe how amazing he is. Even in speaking to his previous teachers, it was challenging to find a succinct way to describe this remarkable young man. I hope that these words can give everyone a glimpse of how spectacular Aiden is. Throughout his years at KHS, Aiden has always come to class prepared with his homework fully completed. He asks intelligent and insightful questions to ensure his understanding of the material and is not afraid to ask his questions again until he grasps the concept. While there is a strong drive in Aiden to be successful, he is always willing to help others. One of his former teachers noted that, quote, "When Aiden sees others struggling, he will take the initiative to go over and help them." Aiden's work ethic is one of the best I have ever seen and is unlikely to be surpassed by another student. In addition to often working at his job before and after school, Aiden works diligently throughout the class period. Multiple times he has asked for work ahead of known absences so that he could take the assessment he would be missing ahead of time. This dedication to his schoolwork is quite impressive. His teacher from sophomore year and I discussed at length how Aiden is a genuinely nice and good person. She noted excitedly that, quote, "He still says hello when I see him." Each morning, my school days begin with a greeting and a bright smile from Aiden, and I only wish that I had known him sooner. Aiden is going to find success in everything that he does, and I am so unbelievably proud of him. Congratulations, Aiden. Okay. It is my pleasure to present the final math award to Max Santos. I have been lucky to have Max in 3 classes over his tenure at Keene High School, over which he has completed many written assignments for me. Max always took the liberty of being a bit more casual in these writing assignments and always included a good amount of humor and a meme or two. Max is a great finder and creator of memes about math class, which were always on point. And of course, the mathematical content of his assignments were also on point. Besides all the fun, Max is a phenomenal mathematician. Taking AP Calculus as a junior, he enrolled in Calculus 2 online this year, while also taking AP Statistics. It was awesome to watch Max improve his calculus knowledge and work through the Calc 2 course mostly independently. This is no small feat for a high school student. One thing I appreciate most about Max, besides his great sense of humor, is his willingness to collaborate. He loves to work on difficult problems with his classmates on the board and share his ideas. It is the most fun to watch your students engage in deep thinking with their peers and have fun while doing it. Max is a committed member of the math team and attended every meet this year. Based on his score at the New Hampshire State Math Competition, he was invited to represent the state at the 2023 New Hampshire American Regents Mathematics League competition. This is a testament to his outstanding problem-solving skills. I began grading his final AP Statistics project the other day, and Max started it by saying, "It is with great sadness that I must begin this paper with an acknowledgement that it will be the last written assignment I'll ever submit to you." And I commented, "It is with great sadness that this is the last assignment I will ever read of yours." It's been a joy getting to know Max over the years and watching him grow his mathematics skills. He's just a fabulous human, and I'm so proud of all he's accomplished. Max will be attending the University of Alabama in Huntsville next year, majoring in aerospace engineering. Congratulations, Max.
Ms. Beth Hansel, Ms. Tina McLaughlin, and Mr. William Derry will present the Excellence in English Departmental Awards.
Nice to see you. So I have the honor of awarding 2 Excellence in English Awards to 2 ninth grade students with whom I have the privilege of working each day. I am lucky. Each day I get to spend a few hours with young people, learning how they think, how they interact, what they see and know and believe. I get to work with them on their writing so they can express themselves in a myriad of ways. And in return, I get to share with them some of what I've learned over the years. I'd like to think it's a win-win. These 2 students are in different classes that have quite different personalities. And while the students share some common characteristics, they too are quite different. So first, I'll share their differences, and then I'll talk about their commonalities, and then I'll call them both forward. The first student with whom I have the pleasure of working is a quiet thinker. They are conscientious and thorough in their work. They read consistently from a variety of authors: Jane Austen, Betty Smith, Cormac McCarthy. The reading is more like drinking for this student, I think, drinking in what the authors have to say, rolling it around and considering its impact. This student does not need to be the center of the conversation, for she centers the conversations for herself, considering and contributing, watching and weighing. When she speaks, it is a careful, thought-out response, one that you know will resonate with meaning. I will call her up in just a few moments. The second student being awarded an Excellence in English Award for grade 9 is typically a bundle of positivity even at the end of the day. This student has missed a fair number of classes for athletic competitions, and they always check in and catch up, sometimes without missing a beat, and sometimes before classes even started. While speed does not always equal good work, for this student, it often does. When focused on the reading occurring in class, whether that is Night or Romeo and Juliet or one of our short stories, I can see the understanding reflected in his face even before we finish the sentence. He is quick to interpret, yet he doesn't commandeer the conversation. He is inclusive of others, supportive of their contributions. His writing is direct, clear, and insightful. Both of these students demonstrate what it means to be a true student. Every day they come to class and give it their all. They pose insightful questions, answer inquiries with well-thought-out responses, and demonstrate a full breadth of knowledge, both prior knowledge and that learned in class. They are even willing to admit when they are uncertain of something. And as it turns out, they have one other piece in common. We English teachers love words that exhibit literary techniques, and both of these students have alliterative names, which makes my English teacher heart happy. And I am pleased to present the 9th grade Excellence in English Awards to Kate Camphouse and Sully Sturks.
Hello. Miss Wilson Tucker describes our English 10 Book Award recipient as enthusiastic and polite. She says the student collaborates with and encourages her peers. She's sincere and cares deeply about the world and about learning. According to Andrea Levin, her AP literature teacher, this student catches nuances, shares sophisticated readings and writing that are clear, engaging, and often hilarious. She is willing to take on challenging thesis statements and create projects that require one to have substantial knowledge of the text studied. She is the youngest student in AP, but she submits work that is always competitive in quality and sometimes even surpasses the others. I'm excited to announce this year's English 10 Book Award goes to Hannah Legault.
Am I right?
It seems this world is saturated with instant everything. No wonder then that so many experiences seem superficial, fleeting, almost meaningless, just another post to scroll through on our phones. Imagine the pleasure teachers take then in students who are thoughtful, reflective, whose curiosity and sincerity causes them to ponder, even savor their learning, whose delight in a book or an idea causes them to linger, to delve deeper, to pause and enjoy. The student I'm about to honor is naturally introspective, wonderfully thorough, and palpably passionate. During our American Studies class, this young woman was awestruck by the virtue of Frederick Douglass, relished the prose of F. Scott Fitzgerald, admired the portrayal of African American life by August Wilson. But she didn't just appreciate the works of others. She created outstanding work of her own, most notably a research paper which chronicled 3 very different things in one masterful whole: the women's rights movement of the 60s and 70s, the life of a female activist, and one of this woman's brilliant speeches. This paper was complex indeed, and she earned a very rare score of 100%, a testament to her reflection, her deliberate attempt to understand and master every aspect of such a paper, from research to note-taking, writing to revising, editing to documenting. For her excellence as a reader, thinker, writer, and her willingness to slow down and make the most of her learning, The 2023 Excellence in English Award for grade 11 goes to Elizabeth Pollock.
The English 12 Book Award winner is a student in Miss Levin's mythology class. Miss Levin praises her, stating, "She works well in any grouping. She is a diligent student and is skilled at taking mythological archetypes and creating her own fascinating world with them." The student is also in my Women's Lit Honors class. She is an engaged student who devours each book we read and can't wait to share her thoughts and criticisms with the class. But she pushes it further by engaging them in a relevant pop culture way that's basically magical. Her enthusiasm for a book club unit was unparalleled. She came to each meeting excited to dive into the discussion and argue all the important themes, and of course, she delved into the true depth of the book by asking the quintessential question, are you Team Michael or Team Riker? Team Riker was the only correct response. Everything was the Grace Year until she met Elizabeth Bennet and Fitzwilliam Darcy. After one night of reading Pride and Prejudice, she was hooked. She made connections between the 19th century social norms and our own by focusing on the timeless themes of personal freedom and economic security. Through her enthusiasm, she inspires her classmates with her open-mindedness and willingness to challenge even her own favorite books and films. Her research podcast morphed into a 22-minute, well-researched, courageous takedown of her beloved DC and Marvel universes for their marginalization of female characters. She pushes her writing, her research, and even her peer editing to new levels without ever asking for extra points or seeking any praise. Even though she works 2 jobs and also competes on the basketball court, she never misses an academic deadline. She is truly passionate about learning, and that is why Grace Ramsey is the recipient of this year's English 12 Book Award.
Ms. Shannon Summers will now present the Society of Women Engineers Merit Certificates.
The Society of Women Engineers strives to advance and honor the contributions of women at all stages of their careers, as well as recognize the successes of those members and individuals who enhance the engineering profession through contributions to industry, education, and the community. There are 3 recipients of these certificates. We have Ellie Fedrizi, Karina Walter, and Mia Plasovich.
Ms. Monica Foley will present the Envirothon Team Awards.
The Envirothon is a national organization that holds statewide competitions in May, where students are tested on their knowledge and skills related to forestry, soils, aquatics, and wildlife. Additionally, the team prepares a presentation for a panel of judges around a current environmental issue. This year, the team presented on how to adapt to a changing climate. Keene High School has a history of excellence at the state level, with 24 top 3 finishes in the 31-year history of the competition. After a few disrupted years where no competition could take place, Keene made a fabulous comeback this year, reinforcing the fact that Keene High School is a place that cultivates environmental leaders. This year's team was composed of 5 intelligent, passionate, and articulate individuals who together finished first out of 21 teams in the categories of aquatics, wildlife, and forestry, and took second in the overall competition. Please congratulate seniors Alexandra Radnar, Isabella Venezia, Lena Scanlon, and Delilah Hathaway, and junior Yaron Asker for their second place finish at the New Hampshire Envirothon.
Now, on to the athletics departmental awards. Ms. Shannon Summers and Mr. Dan Robel will present the Senior Scholar Athlete Awards.
Presented annually to a senior boy and girl who have participated in 2 or 3 sports during their sophomore, junior, and senior year, and who have the highest accumulated scholastic average. In addition, the recipients must have demonstrated acceptable behavior on and off the field and be self-disciplined and cooperative. This first student athlete has been a 4-year member of the girls soccer program, and she also participated in track during her time here at Keene High School. Her dedication and determination on the field translated to the classroom as well, earning the #1 spot in her graduating class with a 4.457 GPA. She is a brilliant student who has demonstrated her commitment to her academics, athletics, and clubs as president of the Student Athlete Leadership Council and a member of Interact and National Honor Society. She is a shining example of what it means to be a student athlete, and I truly believe she deserves this recognition. She is attending the United States Air Force Academy to pursue her dream of becoming a pilot. Congratulations to our 2023 Female Scholar Athlete of the Year, Ellie Fadrizi.
The male Scholar Athlete of the Year currently has a cumulative GPA of 4.336, is taking or has taken 5 AP and 13 honors classes, currently ranked 6th in his class and will be attending Northeastern this fall, played soccer for the boys and the ski team, and that's Johnny Walton.
Ms. Sarah Alderfer and Ms. Shannon Summers will present the Jean Mosley Leadership Award.
This award is awarded to a senior girl who shows outstanding effort, sportsmanship, and cooperation on and off the field in 2 or 3 sports for a minimum of 3 years. One sport must be in field hockey, basketball, or softball. This athlete is one of the teammates you want on your team. She has your back both on the field and off the field. As a co-captain of the girls' varsity soccer team, she demonstrated courage, teamwork, discipline, and resilience in the face of adversity. She has been a joy to coach the past few years, and I know she will continue to do great things. I am so proud of everything she has accomplished this year.
From the time she first started playing varsity lacrosse, it was obvious she bought into the idea of playing great team lacrosse, which is harder but more rewarding than focusing on a good player or two. As captain this year, she committed to our motto, sportsmanship, teammanship, bestmanship. Yeah, we made up a couple words this year, but it really worked. One play at a time, boldly, confidently, and with her head held high, which probably explains why I love to watch her play. She's equal parts heart, skill, IQ, mixed with pride in her own ability and her team's ability. Congratulations to this year's Jean Mosley recipient, Maren Schaefer.
Mr. William Derry and Mr. Dan Robel and Mr. Daniel Gerber will present the Jean Seaver Sportsmanship Awards.
have to tell a quick story. This winter, at a meet at UNH, I went over to the shot put and saw my assistant coach, Nelson Richter. He was very upset. He told me the shot put official was undermarking throws for athletes by 3 to 4 feet. Not only that, but one of our athletes, Zoe Jane Roberts, had popped her best throw ever, but would never know what it was, as it was mismeasured. I decided to ask the head official. He told me it was true. This woman had used to officiate at the Olympics, but she was losing her eyesight and was no longer competent to be an official. He told me it was impossible for him to fix the errors, but he made sure she wouldn't work at another meet. Zoe Jane overheard the conversation, knew what it cost her, years of work, undocumented, but shook the official's hand and thanked him anyway. This spring, when our senior day at the track, she asked, every athlete has a chance to state how they want to be remembered by their teammates. Zoe wrote, "Someone who always shook the hand of the official and thanked him at every contest, no matter what." Of all the things for a high school student to pick, I thought that was very impressive. Outstanding Sportsmanship Award, Zoe Jane Roberts.
I was lucky enough to coach this individual in unified soccer, basketball, and track. I was also given the amazing opportunity to pick him to represent New Hampshire and Keene in the New Hampshire Special Olympics as a partner. He has grown from a quiet young man to just a wonderful young adult. He has shown unbelievable leadership on my teams, and I couldn't be more proud of him, and I am so glad to have got to know him. Without his commitment, I know that there are athletes that participate in our team, and specifically the athlete that went to the Special Olympics, wouldn't have been able to achieve what they achieved without him. I will miss him dearly, but he's luckily going to stay in the area so he can continue volunteering and coaching with the unified team. And without further ado, Aiden Chapdelaine.
Okay, as a returning soccer senior, I'm gonna start again. As a returning senior to the soccer program this year, he took on one of the greatest leadership roles. He was the sole senior in a position that, because there are so few players in a soccer program, that position rarely gets a coach to give any specific time to. And as the only senior, he only had a few other underclassmen underneath him, and therefore we couldn't dedicate a lot of time to coaching that specific position. So this senior took that role and put it on his shoulders. Every day he would take all our goalkeepers, run sessions for them. If he saw the rest of the team working hard, he pushed all the other keepers to work hard, not only raising his level, raising their level as well. His level of sportsmanship is unrivaled. And because of this, he was unanimously named captain by myself and by the entirety of the team. And it is my privilege to honor this award to Kaz Kubel.
All right, last one. There are 5 important qualities of sportsmanship. Be supportive. If you're losing, it's best not to take your disappointment out on your teammates. Have a positive attitude. Be respectful to teammates, opponents, and officials. Be willing to learn and practice self-control. These are the same qualities that I would use to describe one of this year's winners. She is a supportive friend and sister. She takes ownership of her own mistakes and disappointments.
If you need a hug or someone to make you feel better, she's the one I'm going to. She leads by example, and I don't use this as just a cliche. Over and over again, you can see her teammates doing what she does, wanting to work just as hard as her, learning from her. She's as willing to teach and help her teammates as she is to learn from them. Accepting that someone is better than you, but then working hard to be better yourself is one of the most important qualities of sportsmanship. And finally, practicing self-control. She is a fierce competitor who wants to help her team win and is willing to sacrifice to do so, but also knows it is just a game and life goes on. Your opponent today is your friend or future teammate tomorrow. She is a two-time All-State honoree, winner of the Audrey Harris Award, and will be continuing her field hockey career at Eastern Connecticut University. One of this year's winners of the Gene Seaver Sportsmanship Award is Katie Harrington.
Ms. Sarah Alderfer will present the Female Outstanding Athlete Award, and Mr. Ryan Bowden will present the Male Senior Outstanding Athlete Awards.
The recipient of the Outstanding Female Athlete Award will have played at least 2 varsity sports in the junior and senior year with New England state and team recognition if applicable. The athlete promotes positive school image in and out of school and off and on the field. This year's recipient has done all of this and then some during her 4 years as a student athlete at Keene High. She's competed all 12 seasons minus time lost to COVID in her freshman year. She's competed across 3 different sports, each requiring different athletic skill sets. Soccer, 1 year of JV, 3 years of varsity, Coaches Award her junior year, MVP her senior year, varsity captain both junior and senior years. Basketball, she played a half year of JV, 3.5 years of varsity. She was most improved. She earned the Coaches Award her junior year and MVP her senior year. She was varsity captain junior and senior years. And last but not least, lacrosse. JV, 1 year, varsity, 2 years, defensive MVP junior and senior year, All-State nominee her senior year, and a captain her senior year. I've watched this athlete play all 3 of her sports. She is fast, ferocious, strong, skilled, agile, determined, competitive, and hardworking. She has a natural ability and tons of grit. It's tough to pin down just exactly how to define an outstanding athlete, but when Marin takes the field, you just know. It just shows. Marin moves with power and purpose, effectiveness, and a special kind of confidence that earns her the respect of her coaches and her peers. None more than me, Marin. She is able to impress, motivate, and inspire all at once. Speaking specifically to lacrosse, Marin picked the sport up as a sophomore, made varsity as a junior, took charge of our defensive unit, and helped lead the program to one of its most successful seasons as a senior captain this year. A truly outstanding athlete, Marin has represented Keene High with integrity and the very best sportsmanship. I can't wait to hear of your successes at Endicott. Congratulations, Marin. Thank you.
The Outstanding Male Athlete Award. I've had the pleasure of coaching this athlete since before he was in high school. He's played many sports while at Keene High School, including golf, basketball, and baseball. He is an impressive athlete with many talents. This year, he made the New Hampshire All-State team for baseball, showing he's one of the best players in the state. His demeanor and desire to play sets a perfect example for all of his teammates and classmates. He always manages to be a positive role model for his teammates on and off the field. His passion, dedication, and flexibility is a huge advantage to any team he plays on. He has the ability to be successful in any athletic trial. This award goes to Jack Rindu.
Ms. Shannon Summers, Ms. Sarah Alderfer, and Mr. Raymond Boulay will present the James Lincoln Leadership Awards.
The James Lincoln Leadership Awards are presented to the boy and girls who have demonstrated the most outstanding qualities of leadership throughout their high school career. This year's female recipient has an impressive resume. Soccer, 1 year JV, 3 years varsity, captain senior year. Basketball, 1 year JV, 3 years varsity. Sounds sort of like another one I just read, doesn't it? Defensive MVP, junior and senior year, captain senior year. Lacrosse, half-year JV, 2.5 years varsity. Varsity midfield MVP her junior year, coach's award her senior year, all-state nominee her senior year, and captain her senior year. This athlete has a 4.29 GPA, a member of Interact, Salk, and the National Honor Society. She's fit, she's fast, she's skilled. She's a hard worker. She's a doer and a leader, a playmaker, and she sets a very high bar for herself. She asked me questions, great questions all season long about drills, techniques, the game, how she should play. It's clear to me she cares about the little things and the big things in sport, and I know her teammates on some level see how much she cares too, and they respect her for it and follow her lead. She was chosen as a captain for 3 varsity teams for a reason. She leads by example, and she leads all the time in all the ways. At our team banquet last week, I accidentally and probably a little awkwardly blurted out that everyone needs a Molly. Tonight, I say the same, more thoughtfully and intentionally. Everyone needs a Molly. Congratulations on your award, Molly. I know you'll continue to be a leader in all that you do.
I was like, are we short an award? All right, I'll give them back. All right, how we doing, guys? Good? All right. Hi, everyone. This next young man I'm about to talk about, I first met him 10 years ago when I started coaching his older brother for the Junior Swampats. Fast forward 10 years, I've coached him at the middle school baseball level, junior varsity basketball, and this past year for varsity basketball. He's a natural leader on and off the court. He's got a great self-awareness about himself and a great way to have a awareness about where the team's at. He's like a second coach out there on the court or field. He's played 4 years of golf, basketball, and baseball. I'm so excited to see what he's going to do up in Grand Rapids, Michigan for Calvin University and playing golf. And this next award goes to Sam Timmer.
Now, Mr. Bill Derry, Mr. David Goldsmith, and Mr. Daniel Gruber will present the Class of '64 Harold Drew Memorial Track Awards.
Congratulations, class of 2023. The Harold Drew Memorial Boys and Girls Track Award is a gift of the class of 1964. Harold Drew, many may not know, was a track coach at Keene High School and also a principal at Keene High School prior to Jack Mays, the long-term serving track coach that I followed into the program. The qualities of this, or the criteria, is awarded to the boy and girl track athletes who best personify the qualities of good sportsmanship, good character, both on and off the field. Includes both indoor and outdoor track teams. I received this award in 1970, which certainly does date me, but it does give me great pleasure to be able to pass it on to another. It's sort of a legacy award. This year's recipient was a varsity cross-country and indoor track and outdoor track team member. He finished second in the Division I 400 and anchored the second place 4x400 relay in the recent Division I championships a week ago. He's a member of 2 Keene High School record-setting teams in the 4x400 relays, breaking long-standing school records. He's an exceptionally hardworking and willing to do whatever is needed for team success. In addition, a strong vocal supporter of his teammates, always demonstrated admirable sportsmanship behaviors to both his teammates and opponents alike. He'll attend UNH this fall, and he'll also run track next year. It gives me great pleasure to award the Harold Drew Track Award to Eric Nolan.
Okay, it's my pleasure to recognize the next individual. This young lady is truly an exceptional athlete. She has garnered many awards. I'll just start with her 11th grade year. Starting in 11th grade, Regan Hoy broke through as a Division I All-Star and was the #2 runner on a Division I state champion team. Her senior year, she took things to an even higher level, winning all Division I and all state honors, placing 5th in Division I and 8th in the entire state. Regan holds some of the fastest times ever for 5K at Keene High School and some of the best ever at Dairyfield Park. On the track, Regan Hoy was one of those athletes that ran multiple events in the same meet, winning many of them. In the state meet in 11th grade, she finished 6th in the mile, the metric mile, 1,600 meters, and then 7th in the 2 mile, a difficult feat, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, Regan was injured and unable to compete in her senior year spring track season. Regan was heavily recruited by many Division I colleges and universities, including the University of Lowell, University of Massachusetts at Amherst, Harvard University, and UNH. She has accepted a Division I scholarship and will compete at UNH next year. Please recognize with me Regan Hoy.
Hi again. Usually, in the past, this track award has only gone to the varsity boy and varsity girl, but with the great support of the coaches and the athletic department here, we have now expanded it to include the unified track team. I have coached 16 unified track seasons, and this first individual, well, one of the two, I'll call them at the same time, but one of the two has been a part of 15 of my 16 teams, which is pretty tough to do. They have been with me on our good track seasons and our bad track seasons, both of these individuals. One of them actually went to the Special Olympics with me down in Orlando, Florida, and helped lead Team New Hampshire to a silver medal nationally. They have been with me the horrible year of the flood, where we actually missed our state meet because the school was flooded, and for some reason, having the basement flooded didn't let us go to our state meet. This year we ended up winning the unified state championship, quite unexpectedly, with these two individuals being our core foundation. It was my first championship, and I was so glad that I was able to have it with these two people's last season with Unified. So I'd like to welcome down Alex Smith and Aiden Chapdelaine.
Mr. Atkins will award the 12-season athlete awards.
A 12-season athlete award are presented by the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association to any New Hampshire high school student athlete who completes a total of 12 athletic seasons over 4 years. The NHIAA did include sports and seasons that were postponed due to COVID restrictions in the past. The winners can have no training rule violations. It recognizes their dedication, hard work, and commitment that it takes to be a true student athlete at the high school level. Please come down when I call your name, and if I could ask Ms. Summers to give me a hand with the plaques, please. Autumn Benoit. Molly Chamberlain. Regan Hoy. Marin Schaefer. Alexandra Smith. Matt Brand. Aiden Chapdelaine. Nick Dumond. Sam Timmer. Congratulations.
Coach David Goldsmith and Coach Michelle Tiani will present the Grade 9 Outstanding Athlete Awards.
Hi, I won't cry this time. Or I'll try. It's a big week for seniors, senior parents, right? Okay. 9th grade, most outstanding female athlete goes to someone who was a member of 3 varsity sports. 9th grade class has some amazing female athletes, all of whom will participate in a variety of sports. This group of female athletes have made an immediate impact on Keene High early on. From volleyball, ice hockey, lacrosse, softball, cross country, gymnastics, and field hockey, there has been an impact freshman athlete. There was one that stood out amongst the group. As a member of the field hockey team, she made an immediate impact on the field when given the opportunity. She scored the game-tying goal in our last regular season game to secure a first-round home playoff game for us, as well as scoring and assisting on goals in our 2 playoff games. She is a great teammate, friend, and student. She shares her love and knowledge of her sport with the next generation of Keene High Blackbirds. This will be a fun group to watch for years to come. This year's most outstanding freshman female athlete is Harper Zalaski.
This year's male recipient of the Outstanding Freshman Award was a cross-country runner, a Nordic skier, and a spring track athlete. His accomplishments are truly remarkable, and I've seen a few. Most of these efforts would be wonderful if we were talking about a senior. However, we have a freshman. We have a lot more career to go. He was in cross-country the #1 varsity runner in virtually every race, placing 4th in the Division I cross-country championships, 10th in the Meet of Champions, and 37th in the New Englands out of 275 of the finest runners in the 6-state region, and was the top finishing freshman in all of those races, including the New Englands. In Nordic skiing, he was 3rd in the freestyle and 2nd in the classical style races in the Division I. In outdoor track, he won both the 1600 and 3200 at the freshman and sophomore Doug Sargent Memorial Invitational, setting a new 3200 record. He qualified for both the Division I championships in both the 1600 and the 32. He was 5th in the 1600, 4th in the 3200 in the Division I championships, and finished 7th last weekend in the 3200 in the meter champions, narrowly missing the opportunity to compete this weekend in the New England championships. He's a superb competitor, hardworking and personable, leads both by example and performance, and demonstrates great sportsmanship. My pleasure to give this Outstanding Freshman Award to Sully Sturts.
Coach Ray Boulay and Coach Sarah Alderfer will present the Grade 10 Outstanding Athlete Awards.
Okay. All right. So this sophomore female athlete has already, in her 2 years here, made quite the impression. She has played 2 years of varsity field hockey, 2 years of varsity lacrosse. Her accolades in field hockey go on, but I've had the privilege of coaching her in lacrosse. Somehow this athlete balances all kinds of school sports with all kinds of club activities. She is on SALC and a number of other committees in the school as well. She's hardworking, a natural athlete, and I can't wait to work with her over the next 2 years as well. Congratulations, Sophia Miller.
All right, this next 10th grader, he's a three-sport athlete as well. He's been a starter his freshman year on all three sports. He was an all-state baseball player as a freshman. More than anything, though, this guy, he doesn't really care about that kind of stuff. When it comes down to it, he just wants to win, and that's the best quality about this guy. I look forward to the next 2 years watching him in other sports and coaching him in basketball. And I think everyone is going to hear big things from this guy coming forward. The Outstanding Sophomore Award goes to Fitch Hennessy.
Coach Michelle Tiani and Coach Ray Boulay will present the Grade 11 Outstanding Athlete Awards.
Hi, Raymond. Thank you. All right. The 11th grade female outstanding athlete goes to a two-sport athlete. Ironically, she is a standout in two sports she didn't even participate in until coming to Keene High School. A middle school soccer, basketball, and softball player, she has been one of the top field hockey goalies in the state. Her natural athleticism, work ethic, and determination have allowed her to develop quickly. She was a third-team All-State selection in her first full varsity season. She had 7 shutout regular season games as well as a first-round playoff shutout. This spring, she decided to try track and field, as she told me, just to keep in shape. She finished 6th in the state in the discus throw. There is no limit to what she can do when she puts her mind to it, and I'm excited to see what her future holds. This year's junior most outstanding female athlete is Trinity Williamson.
All right, boys, juniors. This next male athlete, he's played many sports: track, lacrosse, football, basketball. I might be missing a couple more, but to say the least, if it's a sport with any kind of ball, he's one of the best athletes in this school. Talking to him earlier today, he's just so motivated. He just wants everything right now. And I kind of had to like give him a little talk like, hey, enjoy the ride, trust your work process, and everything's going to work out for you. I'm not sure what sport he's going to be playing in the future, but I know he'll be playing something with his work ethic, and it's my honor to present Isaac Nelson with the Outstanding Junior Athlete.
We will now award the Student Athlete Leadership Council Superfan Award, which will be presented by Ivy Keating and Aiden Tarr.
All right, good evening, everyone. I just want to start out with, before we get into the award, how many of you in here have been a part of a sports team ever in your life, consider yourself an athlete in any way, shape, or form? If you could just raise your hand. So that's a lot of us, right? That's a good majority of the room. So we can all vouch for the fact that having supportive members in the bleachers and on the sidelines and in the audience is obviously a huge part of any sport you partake in. So the Student Athlete Leadership Superfan Award is given to that student who has been a visible, positive, and enthusiastic supporter for Keene High School athletic teams at home and away athletic games.
Their name will be added to a permanent plaque located in the KHS Athletic Hallway. This year's winner is Ashley Card.
Awesome. It has been a pleasure to be a part of recognizing the capabilities of Keene High's exceptional students tonight. Thank you all for attending and joining in celebration of these outstanding displays of athleticism, scholarship, and character. Through these experiences, students gain not only an award of recognition, but the necessary skills they will need to become positively contributing members of the global community. It is my hope that everyone who has attended tonight's ceremony will be inspired to continue to strive for excellence in every facet of their life, far beyond Keene High School. Congratulations to this year's nominees. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and keep working to achieve great things. Thanks, everyone, and have a lovely rest of your night.
How about a nice big hand for Delilah? Well done. Really well done. Thank you. Just a couple quick reminders. Again, I want to extend my congratulations to all the award winners and families tonight. Very well done. Very impressive group. I want to say thank you to Mr. Alex Trombley, who's doing the live stream. I really appreciate his efforts. Thank you, Alex. And I would like to invite all award winners and families to the LGIA for some brief refreshments. When you go out to front of the auditorium, it's down to your left. Please join us, an opportunity to congratulate people and take some pictures. Have a good night. Thank you.